Hello, everyone. Here we are, Monday, the 5th. How do I know it's the 5th? Dawn's birthday. And if you guys want to rock her boat, hit her in Facebook. She's already overwhelmed. I kind of think it's funny. Anyway, thank you for all the people that sent stuff, and I'm making sure she's getting it, and she's looking at all of them, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, today, shine the light again. Shine the light again. And we have a very special guest on. It's Pam Turner. Everyone knows Pam. Everyone. She actually started, I found out this morning, within days of myself, Mike and Dan, and Robin Noble. She'll tell you that story. So, yeah, she's been around as long as I've been around. So, and she's always, well, let's put it this way. I can say this about a few people. I don't know anybody, and I'm passive, no one that has ever said anything about negative about Pam. She's always helping. She's always positive, and she's got some pretty neat stories about other people, and I'm passive. Anyway, I don't want to ruin it. I'm going to send it over to Chris, and he's going to welcome her.
Yeah. And before I do that, let me also wish another birthday wish out to Red's youngest daughter. I hope I say it right, Red. Felifa. Felifa, happy birthday to you. Don DeGarmo, you know I already sang to you. I blew you kisses. I threw you hearts. And I made her laugh. So that's good. Happy birthday to you, Don. You're married to Marty DeGarmo, the greatest guy in the world. That's a great birthday present right there. I got to butter you up a little bit there, shortcake. I love you, brother. Good morning.
Well, you owe me from yesterday.
Oh, you have no idea. I can't ever explain it, but you have no idea. I want to introduce this next lady. I'll say a couple things about her. I was able to meet Pam and her wonderful boyfriend, husband. Don't say that yet. In Michigan, they came to Michigan. Kevin and Pam called me up, and I said I'll be there. And I drove a little bit, and I hung out with him. I got to know him. Well, actually, it was just fun to meet him. Like I said, I talked about Kevin. He's very shy. Pam is completely the opposite of Kev. She is, I won't say her age, but she's got more energy than I've ever seen in a 21-year-old. And she's exciting. She's fun. She's the kind of chick that'll jump off a cliff, ride a roller coaster, and that's how exciting she is. She used to help us a long time ago. Actually, we helped her because her and Robin had a show, and we jumped in there. And Pam used to be the host of that show, and she was always jittery, and you could see her energy. Let's put it this way. But she's not only beautiful, she's very intelligent, and she's just a lot of fun. So I'd like to bring this beautiful young lady onto the panel right now.
Okay, hold on one second. I need to say something so I don't interrupt with her. Everybody watching this over the weekend, there's been many webinars, heroes, OTech pros. Everything has been posted. I recommend very highly to find these videos and watch them.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. Find these videos and watch them.
They're on all our, listen, a lot of people were saying stuff to me yesterday. Don't go to other channels. You have your 3 or 4 main YouTube channels, and I'm not just promoting us, but this is where you get the right information. A lot of people are going somewhere else because they're sharing a live, and they probably shouldn't be, but they're listening to them. Go to Marty, Chris, Red, Julie, Robin, all of them. Any YouTube you can think of that's loudspeakers, and listen to them there. They're all there. All you got to do is punch in Chris Johnson and pass Marty, Red, and we're all right there. And we share it every day. So stick with those YouTube channels, and you'll get the right information. Here she is. Hold on, Pam. Let me give you center stage. Not you, Marty. Get off, please. Woo! There she is. Pam Turner, I would love to give you the floor just yet, but I want to say I love you. I think you're a drop of sunshine and a whole bunch of fun. I've never seen it or been with anyone as fun as you because you're just crazy, and I love crazy. You know that, and that's in a good way. Pam Turner, Marty, take me off the camera. Yours.
Good morning, everyone. How exciting. Thank you, Chris and Marty, for giving me this opportunity. I'm really honored. First and foremost, happy birthday, Dawn. Have a wonderful day. I hope that Marty spoils you to death. No, not to death, but you know. Um, I don't know where to start. I'm going to just tell you right off the hop because Chris is so polite. He's such a gentleman. 73 years old, and I'm really proud of it. Kevin hates me saying that, but he, only because a number doesn't really matter. It really, truly doesn't. But I'm proud of what I've accomplished and what I'm still able to do. I've got friends that have either passed away that are my age or that are really in a bad way. So I'm really fortunate, and really, I thank God for the ability to do what I do. Um, Born in 1951 in Toronto, Ontario. When I was just before I turned 5, my dad had been working at, I don't know, I'm not going to go into a big detail about aeronautics, but my dad worked for a Canadian company called Avro. And the Canadian government, Diefenbaker, I believe, was the prime minister. And he scratched that particular airplane or like the company, I don't know. Anyways, besides the point, he got a job in California. So I was just before I turned 5, we moved to California, which is where I did almost all my schooling. Um, Grew up at the beach, and I became the little California sun bum, and just totally enjoyed life. Every time we moved, I was counting it up, and I wasn't able to count all of them. I can't remember them all, but over 30 times I've moved. And usually I move back to the same area where I was. So I've still got my same old friends. Um, when I was in grade 3 and 4, I was in Ontario, which I'll get back to that part. I had a friend that kept in touch with me over the years. And but when I was in grade 9, in the summer of grade 9, I had to go to the doctor in Ontario to go to it was the same doctor that brought me into the world and both my sisters, because my leg started getting funny. It started getting kind of fat and really concerned my mom. And so we started looking into it. Well, it turned out, first of all, the doctor said I had lymphangitis, which apparently kills you eventually. If that's what I've got, it hasn't killed me yet. But it is called lymphedema. Well, so they started setting me up with doctor appointments in California when we got home. And we actually, this is just in a nutshell, my leg, like being a female, your little weight gain once a month and stuff, my leg would get very uncomfortable and thicker and then go down a bit. Salt water was really good for it. But what happened was we had an appointment. I didn't even know any of this, and I've got paperwork to show, Kevin. But seriously, I had no idea until I was much older. My mom had made an appointment at, I think it was at UCLA or USC, one of the two, for me to get my leg amputated. And she started thinking, like, it was right to the day almost, like we were getting there, and she phoned and she canceled, and she said, no, you know what? She rides her bike. She runs and skips with her friends. Well, younger, not in grade 9. I wasn't running and skipping so much, but maybe. But anyways, I tried out for cheerleading in high school. Of course, I didn't make it because I didn't have the perfect figure, but it didn't bother me. I'm okay with that. For years and years and years, I always wore long pants. And probably about, I don't know, 15 years ago, I finally decided, you know what? It is what it is. It's me. It's who I am. It doesn't change my personality. The heck with it. I'll wear my bathing suits at the cottage, and I'll wear shorts to the store. I won't go and change first. So at any rate, so with lymphedema, I wear a Job stocking to help massage the fluid out. Oh, lymphedema, I should explain. Lymphedema is a condition where the lymph nodes the water can't circulate through your body and come back out. So on these hot, humid days, the humidity is a killer. My leg really gets uncomfortable, really poofy. Um, but that's one of those. You guys wanted to hear something different and something that you didn't know about me. So that's it basically. I'm so glad, so thankful that my mom called off the surgery because here I am at 73, and that's why I wanted to point it out. No, I didn't die yet, and I'm still walking around on that same leg. Yes, sometimes uncomfortable, but oh well, it is what it is. And I'm fine with it, and it doesn't change me. Um, that was probably the biggest story that I wanted to tell about me because you guys know me. Like, I'm pretty much an open book. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I love everybody. Um, right now, I have big concerns about I'm not going to get into political or anything, but I am so excited about. Oh, hang on. I have to follow up here. Um, I know I'm a nut bar. In I'm going to say about 2017, maybe. I met this wonderful lady named Robin Noble, and we were in a couple of MLMs together. And I really learned to love and respect her because of her knowledge, because of her beautiful voice. We used to talk almost every single night in the wee hours, but then she met Marty and Chris, so I'm on the back burner now. But that's okay. I love her so much, and I love you guys too, both of you. I she sent a message around to a bunch of us and said, if anybody's interested in bringing more eyes to your business, send me a message. So I sent her a message, and she called me and she told me a bit about this new venture that she was in. She'd been in it maybe a couple days only, but so January 13, 2019, I became a founder in ONPASSIVE. I have never looked back. It's been such an amazing roller coaster ride. We've managed to go through the tunnels, and we've gone up and over the mountains and around the bends and jumping hurdles and jumping through hoops. And my hat goes off to Mr. Ashmi Farah and his family for doing that for all of us, like for doing everything, all of this for all of us. I can't imagine. And every time he says it would be so much easier to quit, every single time he says that, I think I would have. I would so have quit because I'd have been just overwhelmed. My, he's amazing. Another thing about Ash, my son was born in 1972, and my daughter was born in 1974, and Ash was born in 1973. So I've told him actually that I just consider him one of the kids, and I'm really proud of all of my kids. And I do also have a second. I have to tell you another little tiny story. I know I'm going to, you guys just jump in and cut me off anytime you want. Um, I have to go back to the 2 years when I was in grade 3 and 4. I had this friend that ended up keeping in touch with me, and I was in school with my cousin as well. So around, I guess, about 19 years old, this person went to my aunt and said, I want to look up Pam and Judy. And my aunt said, well, I've got Judy's address. I have no idea where Pam is, because that was me. I was the butterfly. I was always everywhere. But anyway, so this person looked up my sister and phoned her, and I was at work, and it was funny because I had been spending a week with her while her husband was away on a camping trip. So I got home to her house from work, and she goes, you'll never guess who called. And I said, who? So she went on through this whole conversation. And this is Judy I'm talking about. I'm always talking about Judy. Lonnie's kind of behind the scenes. She's quiet. But anyway, so Judy says to me, she said the whole conversation. And then she says, and then I said, well, who was it? And she said, Ken. I said, Ken? Ken who? Yeah, I didn't know any Ken. Anyways, as it turned out, it was Kenny. That's how I knew him. And it was my boyfriend from grade 3 and 4. So, long story short, we did get married. We had 2 children, and we did get divorced. We were together for 10 years. Um, but he remained my friend always, always, always. You can't take away a friendship from when you're 8 years old. After we separated, he had another child, and I call him my son. His name's Kenny as well, and I have one tattoo, and I've got all 3 of the kids on my shoulder, and everybody laughs at me about that. But I got the tattoo like maybe 5 years ago. Like, who gets a tattoo when you're that old? But I did, because I never stopped. Anyways, so little Kenny is also my son. He he has his mom does live in the States somewhere here, and he says that's my mother, but this is mom, so I'm mom, and I appreciate that. And so I've got my 3 kids, and they last fall when I went home. That was another story, funny too. I've got to get back to ONPASSIVE. I'm sorry, it's not all about everything. Well, yeah, Chris said everything's about me. I hate that. Anyway, so last fall, I'll just finish this part up. I went home because my kid's dad passed away, and of course, I went home for that. And that's when I ended up stuck at I ended up stuck in at home. I've got 2 homes. I ended up stuck in Ontario because I didn't even think I was going to get across the border. And when my daughter called and said Dad's gone, I said, "Oh my God, my passport is expired." And I had it on my calendar, like, get this thing done. And Kevin will tell you, every single month from about April, renew your passport, renew your passport. October comes. I hadn't renewed my passport, and all it had expired in September. And my daughter calls and said her dad was gone, and I said, "Oh my God, my passport's expired." Well, I was all prepared. You guys will laugh. I'm on the bridge in between Port Huron and Sarnia, and I'm on the bridge, and I'm practicing like, what? My passport's expired. I know what more could go wrong. I was all set for it, but they didn't say anything. They just handed me, "How long you been gone?" I told them, and off I went. Anyways, and then 2 months, 2 months and about 3 days actually, to get my passport, my renewed passport. Because I'm a U.S. citizen, not it was. If I'd have been a Canadian citizen still, it would have been a couple weeks. But so every day, Kevin and I were talking, and on O Connect, and it's like, no, it hasn't come yet. I'm tracking it. I'm waiting, and it was just one of those things where you got to wait and wait and wait and wait. But I was able to have Christmas and New Year's with my family at home, which was really nice. And then I was able to be home here for Easter, at least. I know I left there on January 2nd. So back to when I started on passive in 2019, exactly 2 years later, Julie and Milo had me on their show. And so I was yik yakking about a few things, and lo and behold, the very next day, my phone rang, and it's like, Kevin Rutledge, what's he want? And so I pick up the phone. I go, hello. Actually, it was on Messenger. I go, hello, and we started talking. We talked for, this was on January 14th now, 2021. And we talked for 6 hours. And then every night it was like that. We didn't do 6 hours again, but every night we spoke for a whole year. And on January 14th at about 1:30 in the afternoon, the very next year in 2022, I pulled into the driveway and gave him the first hug and kiss ever after a whole year of talking. And I'll tell you, and I'm no matchmaker or anything, but we've both discussed it. When when you talk and talk and talk to someone for a whole year and never see them, what a difference that relationship is. You meet at a bar, you meet through friends, you know, it's not the same as meeting a person and really getting to know them for who they are. Um, Kevin was a part of me hearing that Kenny had cancer. And as a matter of fact, the day I heard that it was cancer for the second time for my ex-husband, and I had said to Kevin, I said, Kevin was yakking away, talking, and yes, he is shy. Chris, you're not wrong. He is very shy until you get to know him, and then he doesn't stop. And so then we fight for the floor. But no, I Kevin was talking that night, and I said, Kevin, whoa, stop. And he's yakking away and yakking away. Kevin, stop. Kevin, I have something I have to say. The poor guy looked at me like, what on earth is this woman up to? And I said to him, I said, he goes, what? And I said, I love you. I said, you don't have to say anything. I'm not making any commitment or making you make any commitment, but it's in my heart and I have to tell you. And that if I can tell anybody anything, if you've got something to say to someone, tell them. Just tell them. You don't know where it'll turn out. I didn't know I was going to end up down here with him. When I pulled into the driveway here, I my intention was to, spend a day or two and then carry on and go down to Florida to Judy's. And Kevin he emptied my car. He totally emptied my car. Well, I had brought most everything I owned. The guy didn't have any furniture, thankfully. But anyways, Kevin emptied out my car, and I forget where I was heading here. This is typical. So yeah, it wasn't just a couple of days, but yeah, getting to know each other and learning to live with each other. And like we'd already known each other on screen, but now getting to know each other's quirks. Like, yes, he leaves his dirty socks by the top of the stairs, I know I do things that annoy him. I leave the kitchen rag in a wad. He hates that, but we've learned to love each other from a different angle than when you're kids, or when you don't know anything yet. You think you're in love when you're young, and you are, but it's so much different when you're older. You've got so much more background, and you quit laughing over there. You, you've got so much background and so much to work with, like all of our mistakes we learn from. And I don't know where to go with this one. I have a few things I have to say, though. Our passive life has become a little bit routine while we're waiting, and it's exciting because every day is something new for us. We went to anytime we go anywhere, Kevin's always got business cards in his pocket, and I usually hang out with the buggy and the groceries while he's chatting with someone. And sometimes I pipe in, but it's annoying when someone's talking and then all of a sudden, the head's going back and forth. The poor person. It's like, who do I listen to, him or her? And and Chris is right. I get all excited. It's like, oh, So we've learned how to tag team with ONPASSIVE and interject and help each other when we're talking to someone. I generally stay a little bit quiet because he gets on a roll and he's good at it. Our plans are to get a marriage license and get married. I'm not saying any dates yet because we're kind of holding up and making sure that we've got the funds to be able to do it right. We've got family in Canada and family here. Our plan, hopefully, if not this Christmas, hopefully next Christmas, is to have all of our families, his and mine, all in one spot for Christmas, and hopefully that will be in Hawaii. And that's another thing too, Hawaii. Robin and our friend Rindy Millenback actually introduced me to Robin, and we became the Three Musketeers in other businesses. And so the three of us have always said we're going to meet up in Hawaii and have a Mai Tai or a beverage of some sort and enjoy, just put our feet up and do the hula or whatever, get our grass skirts. But that's something that Robin and Rindy and I have chosen that we want to do. Things have changed a lot over the past 5-6 years, so hopefully we can still make it happen. Yesterday, watching the heroes. I have to back up again. Sorry. This past summer has been amazing. I went home for a short minute, my daughter's 50th birthday. I went home and I was able to get back here quickly. I have no issues. I was so fortunate to be able to stop at Amy and Mike Radecki's and have a coffee with them. I did spend the night with them after my trip at Christmas time, after New Year's. I spent the night with them and got to know them a bit. And her life is so busy with her grands, and our life is busy here. We don't chat often enough, but we do intend to have a meetup at some point and have other founders. So look out Michigan, look out everywhere if you can get there. We haven't made a plan yet, but that's what we've got in mind to do. So Amy's an amazing, lovely lady. I love her to death. And Mike, so helpful. He's a sweetheart. Next thing I need to tell you is always watch. Last weekend. I'm jumping around, I know. Last weekend, Kevin said to me, he says, I've got a secret. And I said, what? I said, you can't say that. And he goes, well, I can't say anything. I said, yeah, but you can't say, I've got a secret. It just doesn't work. You've got to tell me something. He said, we're getting some visitors. And I was like, who? So now my head's rolling. I said, and I was asking a million questions. And so that he didn't have to say who, I could just maybe guess. So what happened was, I said to him, I said, is it Amy and Mike? And he goes, no. I said, oh. Because I thought, well, maybe Amy and Mike, because they're friends with Milo, maybe they're all coming, no, it wasn't Amy and Mike. So I said, so no, Milo's not coming? No. I said, are they bringing their own bed? So that would be you, Chris. He said, no. I said, more than one person? Yes. And then I started thinking, and wait a minute. My daughter's got her vacation booked for a week, and their boat is out. It's out of the water, getting repaired. So apparently, it's a drive shaft, and it's going to be like about $8,000. It's like, anyway, they need ONPASSIVE to get going. So I started putting all the pieces together, and okay, so Shauna's boat is out of the water. So they're not going to go to work. They can't just say, oh, well, boat's broken, we'll go to work instead. They've already booked their holidays. So that was what it was. It was my daughter and her fiance and my grandson, Hayden, who's my little pride and joy. And you guys know about our relationship and when we broke our legs at the same time, pretty close. Anyway, so they came for a whirlwind 2 full days. We went mini putt, golfing. We had a lovely Uno game out in the sunshine at the hotel they were staying at. We went across the street actually to the pool and spent the afternoon swimming. Well, they swam, we watched. They have slides and waterfalls and all kinds of stuff. And so we were over there and spent the day. Had good food over there, good concession stand food. And then yesterday, Kevin's sister-in-law phoned me and she says, hey, what are you guys doing today? And I said, well, we're off to church. And I said, and then we're not doing anything this afternoon. And she says, Want to come out in the boat with us? It's like, okay. So I said, do we need to skip church? She goes, no, go to church. So we spent a beautiful day on uh, Dawson Lake, I think it's called. Anyways, on their pontoon boat. And that was a lovely afternoon, really stinking hot though. So I've been out on Lake Simcoe, Lake Dawson or Dawson Lake. This summer has been amazing and I love every minute of it. And now back to yesterday, because we were out on the lake, we had to watch Heroes when we got home, which we did. And it was wonderful to see Ash. And I just want to repeat a few things he said because it's important. Um, he was talking about ideology. I knew I'd screw that up. And you can't kill what our ideals are. You cannot kill it. And I loved it when he said that. It's impossible to break our plan. And he said that we do have the winning mentality. We are in it doing it. He said it all along. I'm going to wrap up. And as always, prayers for Ash and his family and the tech teams, everybody that's involved in ONPASSIVE. Of course, all of you. I'm so, you know what, like Ash says it too, but none of us would be here if it weren't for the others. We've created so many new friends. Sorry, my lips are all, I always get nervous. My lips get all gooey. You needed to know that. My special group of friends, Diane and Pat and Cynthia, Gemma, Listra, Polly, and Judy Reese. We're all in a group together. We've been friends for a long time. You guys may have seen us in the past. We have a group. We used to call ourselves Just Us, and people got a little bit offended by that. And the reason we called it Just Us, so that nobody gets offended, because we had this group of girls, and the girls were saying to me, well, add Kevin. And I said, no, this is just us. It's the girls. That's how we became Just Us, so that nobody feels like it's not about them. It was so that, because Kevin is in all the other groups. We don't need him in the girly group too. He didn't want to be in the hen house. He walks away. But yes, our friends are always important to us, and we've really found some special bonds with a lot of wonderful people. I'd love to give every one of them a shout out, but there's too many. I love you all from Australia to zip all the way around the world. If anybody's watching this and you're not already a part of ONPASSIVE, just remember there's plenty for you. All you have to do is dare to dream. And I thank you both. I thank you, everybody. I love ONPASSIVE. I love every one of you. I just love Kevin more. That's all. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Wait, listen, I gotta correct you on something. Number one, you were amazing. Let's not forget that. But dirty socks at the door is acceptable, but a wash rag in a ball, unacceptable. I'm sorry, Pam Turner.
I know.
I thought I knew everything. You shared something very personal. Thank you for sharing that. And God is wonderful, and he makes a lot of decisions for us. And I'm really glad that you are. I won't say your age again because you don't look that age anyway, but you have the energy, the love story, the personal, everything about you. I loved. You got a lot of great comments in here. I love the fact that you brought up that Ash said it was ideology. I believe that was the word, which I can barely say sometimes too. And absolutely right. You set your mind to a lot of things in your life. You fulfilled those. Your late husband, I said I remember that. I'm sorry, but one story you did not share that I thought you would is when you went home and Pam's phone died, and we all were trying to get Kevin's Chris, you're close here, and I said, well, I'll call her. I don't know what I can do. And of course, Kevin was crazy worried. She called me, Marty. We were all worried. I'm like, well, I'm trying to call her. I'm like, Pam, if nothing happened to you, damn it, you better answer this phone. But it was fun. Like I said, I think people could see your energy. You're a beautiful lady, and I want to thank you very much for sharing your story. Marty DeGarmo?
Oh yeah, Pam, that was outstanding. No, I mean you were you, and people will relate to that, and that's why we started this to begin with. I mean, I got a big mouth. Everybody sees me and Chris, and I want people to see the backbone of Unpassive, and it's everyone. Like you said, all of us make this river of Unpassive. One's just a drop. So I appreciate it. You did a fantastic job. Mountain Man Rutledge should be proud. He did a great job too, by the way.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. It was fantastic. Definitely.
Thanks to you guys. I have to just interject one more other little thing. Chris mentioned about when Robin and I did our, I forget what we called it on Thursday night, but this is the honest truth. I felt really intimidated when Marty started doing his stuff and the boys came on and Dan and Mike, and I just felt like a mouse. I felt so like I don't know what I'm doing here. Every single Thursday, I would say to Kevin, "I don't want to do this. I don't want. I hate it. I don't want to do this." And then it would get out when it was finished, and Kevin and I would be chatting, and I'd go, "That really went well." Every single time.
And Robin Noble, don't you dare put her on the back burner again. You call Pam.
Yeah, Robin, I miss you. We haven't talked in so long. And I love her. Oh, and prayers for everybody. If I didn't say it, I think I did.
You said it, especially about the soggy lip thing, whatever you
Oh,
said.
I know. Good. Well, okay, listen, you know me. I never hide anything. It's the denture thing.
That's
And it's the glue. The glue, when I start talking, the glue works its way and it gets on my lips.
Kevin's in the other room right now going,
oh my God.
Yes, he is.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you. I want to say one thing before we go. Something I forgot. Not only do we have an amazing woman on this show, we have an amazing woman that's birthday today. Again, Marty, Red's youngest daughter. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
But I forgot something important to me. I want to wish my daughter and her husband a 1-year anniversary on your birthdays, on Pam's special day.
has it been a year?
Yeah. So happy anniversary to my daughter Amanda and her husband Chris. And I forgot Arako, Arako, who I met in Georgia. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. And if anyone I missed, happy birthday to you. I'm glad we got to share Pam's story because she's an amazing woman. Millions of people are going to relate to you because you're just crazy, and we all love crazy. So thank you very much, Miss Pam Turner.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.